All right, staying with basketball. Remember the narrative that Coach Cal had lost his touch on the recruiting trail and couldn't sign top 5 talent anymore? What is that? All right, Kentucky now has 2 in the class of 2020. In Rivals' latest recruiting rankings, 5-star guards B.J. Boston and Terrence Clark both came in ranked in the top 5, with Boston jumping 13 spots to number 4 overall and Clark coming in at number 5. Outside of the top 5, UK signee Devin Askew comes in at number 26 overall and the 7th-ranked point guard in the nation. Askew is also lending a hand in recruiting big men for 2020. He's reached out to Greg Brown and Cliff Omaruri, 2 of the best remaining front court options in the class. And Josh, if anything, that's where Cal's focus probably is and should be, because guards have never really been a concern. And, I don't know what's going to happen with Nick and EJ, but you can probably guess that neither one may be back. Yeah. And Lance Ware, Isaiah Jackson, yes, but we could still use some more size.
Yeah, I think there are lots of bodies down low right now, or not lots, but a few good ones. But it would be nice to get that sort of feather in your cap superstar, big guy. B.J. Boston is playing on a huge spotlight because he's on a team with LeBron James and Dwayne Wade's kids, and he's killing it, which is good for the whole Spotlight at Kentucky aspect of next year. Excited to see him get on campus.
Yeah, you can watch him all the time because Bronny is going to be on TV.
Absolutely.
For sure. All right. Now let's talk some Kentucky football. There's concern that an opening at Youngstown State could prove tempting for a key member of Mark Stoops' staff. Vince Marrow is a Youngstown native, and the Penguins' departing coach is a childhood friend of his and Stoops. Success at Youngstown State has turned into big jobs for other former coaches there. Meanwhile, Marrow has helped the Cats land their first commitment for 2021. 3-star linebacker Devin Williams was one of his primary Ohio targets. The UK assistant spent lots of time in the Columbus suburbs recently recruiting Williams and his talented 2020 teammate, 4-star all-purpose back Michael Drennan. We will soon find out whether Drennan will follow Williams' lead and commit to the Cats or if he's going to Ohio State. But Josh, if anyone on the staff we can't afford to lose, it's the big dog.
Oh, absolutely. Like, the recruits are great. I want to get those guys on campus. But Vince Marrow is more important than any single recruit that he's going to bring in, no matter how many stars are next to their names. It is also weird. Youngstown State known for their toughness, and they're the Penguins. Yeah, that's not a fit for you, Vince. You don't want to be a Penguin.
No, I was like, what?
Yeah, you're too cool and too tough for that. So stay here and keep helping the Stoops regime kill it.
Wildcats, much more ferocious.
Yeah. I mean, I love Penguins, but they just don't fit the Vince Marrow, Mark Stoops, Bulldog toughness vibe, do they?
No, they don't. No, they don't. All right, high school students competing in esports video game competitions won't be playing the popular video game FORTNITE. The Kentucky High School Athletic Association has banned the game from all esports competitions in the state. The esports programming platform that works with Kentucky schools recently started offering FORTNITE as one of the games allowed for competitive play in high schools. The announcement came on the anniversary of the Marshall County school shooting, which the KHSAA commissioner says he found particularly troubling. And he says, quote, "There is no place for shooter games in our schools." Josh, I've let my son play FORTNITE, but I totally get this.
Right.
They put on these crazy outfits and it's all kind of fantasy related, but I totally understand not having a shooting game in school.
Yeah, and it's not Call of Duty where it looks super realistic, but to your point, I mean, it's just a kind of merging of two things that probably don't belong together. The whole video games as esports as a competitive thing, probably good that didn't happen. I was in high school, I wouldn't have gotten anything else done. And I know that these kids are bedded in and they love it, but I think when it comes to a school, discretion there is the key, and I think they probably made the right call.
Yeah, and it's not saying these kids can't go home and play FORTNITE,
yeah, sure.
Which
just officially sanctioned competition is a different. The same reason don't UFC fighting in high schools. Like, it's just not good for schools. Let's not do that.
Yeah, let's not do that. All right, up next on Hey Kentucky, it was a battle of the beards in Louisville this weekend. Perrin Johnson takes us to Whisker Mania 5 when we return.